been another long day, hot day, so gonna have a cerveza. Oh yeah, need that. So anyone out there who wants to leave a comment about, oh, you shouldn't be handling firearms and consuming alcohol, blah blah blah, shut up, okay? I don't have loaded firearms in the house at all. I certainly don't have loaded firearms when I'm consuming alcohol. As you can see, there's a chamber flag, right? So relax, chill out. Alright, take a powder, have a Bex, take a powder and have a nap. Alright, so did I take the CZ457? No, I didn't. I said I was going to. I was sort of umming and ahhing. I said I was going to. I didn't, because I don't really want to waste ammunition screwing around when I'm going to make such drastic changes to it. So any more testing now would be pointless, like totally pointless, because I've just had the shaft collars turn up today. So that's one piece of the equation. But there's two more pieces of the equation. The O-Dave springs and the Timney trigger. So until I get the O-Dave springs and the Timney trigger, I'm not going to do any more testing with it, because it's pointless, because that Timney trigger is going to make a massive difference. Even though the trigger that is in it, pardon me, does have a spring kit in it, a Brownell spring, a really light one, it's still, yeah, it's still not the same. It's not the same. So until I get the Timney trigger and until I get the O-Dave springs, I'm not going to do any more testing with the CZ457 with the IBI barrel. But what I did want to do is, because what happened was with this Browning T-bolt, originally the mounts that I had, they're only tiny little weaver mounts. Where are they? Somewhere here. They're rubbish. Yeah, they're not the proper. They are not the proper mounts, and that should be on here. So what was happening was that I think there actually was a little bit of flexing with the scope. I don't know, maybe there wasn't, but I was determined, because I actually tried to get one of these D&Z, what do they call it? I forgot now. Reaper, D&Z Reaper, one piece scope mount. I tried to get one ages ago and I just couldn't get it. I tried to get it from Europe, Optics Trade, I think it was. I tried to get it from them and they sent me a message after about a month. They said, look, we can't get it. So I gave up. But I went looking for it again, and Optics Planet in the United States, they had it. So, and they were really, really quick in dispatching it and sending it to me. So Optics Planet, great site. Yeah, really good. Optic Trade are good, but Optics Planet are a really, really good site, and reasonable prices. Yeah, their prices are very reasonable, but because of the Australian exchange rate to the US dollar, yeah, yet bent over. But so be it. If you want it, there's only one place you can get it from that I could see that you could get it from anyway. So Optics Planet, United States. I've got the D&Z Reaper T-bolt one-piece scope mount, which is originally what I wanted in the first place. So I thought, beauty. So I've got the I wanted to set it up all, because it is a hunting rifle. It is a hunting setup. Even though this achieves accuracy of target rifles, like seriously, and I'll show you. It is a hunting rifle, because, and it's really, really good, because you've got one 10-round mag here, and then you've got one spare 10-round mag in the back. So you can load them up, go out in the field and shoot 20 rabbits, which is more than you'd be able to carry anyway. So yeah, you won't even have to take spare ammunition if you're an accurate shot. And because this rifle is so accurate and this scope is so good, there shouldn't be any reason why you shouldn't be able to head shoot rabbits all day long out to, I don't know, 60, 70 metres, I reckon. So the scope is the Leopold 3 to 9 by 40 VX Freedom rimfire scope, which is like Leopold make fantastic scopes with a lifetime guarantee, not a warranty, a guarantee, so you can't go wrong there. And when I bought this, it was a hell of a lot cheaper than they are now, mainly because of the exchange rate. Cheers, one more drinky. Now, so I wanted to set this up for hunting. As I've said in the past, this thing works great. You really can't fault it at all. The accuracy, man, you know what? I tell you what I started with, because I sort of had where's that piece of? Where is that piece of sandpaper that I was using as the back? Okay, don't know where it is now. I sort of had pretty good results with SK magazine through that CZ457 IBI barrel. Like, I printed groups that I'd never printed with any other ammunition. I mean, with any other rifle with SK magazine through that CZ457 IBI barrel. So I thought, I'll give it another go. Because thinking back, I thought, nah, those groups are pretty ordinary. Well, actually, it turns out the groups are shit through this rifle. SK magazine, 3, 2.1, 2, 2.9. Absolutely horrendous groups, SK magazine. You can forget about that. Now, I love this rifle, and I've actually put the stock trigger back in it, even though I have played with it and improved it. The reason why I put the old trigger back in and took the jart out is because the jart is way too light for hunting. 12 ounces, I reckon it's even lighter than 12 ounces actually, to be honest. I think it's just way too light, and I have had slam fires with that trigger, so that's not good for hunting. Now, the next ammo that I tried was CCI Green Tag. I've never tried, like I said last video, I've never tried Green Tag. I've never been able to get it. But CCI, 22 Plinks has always raved about it, probably because he gets it for free and is sponsored by CCI. Am I calling him a shield? Yeah. Alright, so CCI Green Tag, 0.85, 1.34, 1. I really like the guy. I like, 22 Plinks. I don't think anybody dislikes him, but let's face it, Savage and CCI, he just raised a bit. I haven't owned any Savage rimfire rifles, but I own that Savage Model 25, and God, talk about rough, but extremely accurate. I would say that the Savage AccuTrigger is one of the worst inventions that they've ever come up with. Yeah, they should stop doing that shit. Federal High Velocity Gold Medal, 1.3, 0.86, 1.3. I didn't really bother doing another group because it was going nowhere. If you can't see because in between each box of ammo, I was putting a wet patch, dry patch. So if I don't see a progression of the groups getting smaller and smaller, right, and then sort of plateauing, then yeah, waste of time. So SK Pistol Match Special, 1.67, 1.6, because of a big flyer. Now, that could have been the wind, I don't know, but, again, there was a lot of wind. A lot of people say that, I provide a lot of wind, and I do. But, anyway, so now, Ely match, and this is not the last ammo that I used. So I usually leave the best result ammo till last. So that tells you something, that Ely match was not the best. So the opening group, which naturally would be spread out, 1.4, then tighten to 0.4, then 0.5, then back to 0.4. So very consistent. You can see that's extremely consistent, and that's what I want to see. As far as ammunition that you want to use, as your standard ammunition. You want consistency, and that's what the Ely Match provides. It provides consistency. Leave that for last. So, what do we got here? Oh yeah, RWS Rifle Match S. Okay. So this always did well, has always done well through a few rifles. 0.95, 0.8, 0.39. So you can see essentially it's just one, yeah, it's one ragged hole. 0.39, 0.59. Now, which is not as good as the Ely Match as far as consistency is concerned, but that's a smaller group, 0.39. But I would rate Ely Match above RWS Rifle Match S. Now, so the smallest group that I achieved with this rifle, with this scope, it's only a 9-power scope, and the crosshairs are coarse, is with Ely Sport, which sort of surprised me a bit. 1.1, 1, 0.58, 0.23. You see, that is just one little ragged hole. This rifle is astounding. The accuracy you can get out of this rifle is truly astounding. Now, I think Magnum Sports here in Australia have them on special, has Browning, a few different types of Browning T-bolts on special. Just go out and get one. If you do not own a Browning T-bolt, just go out and get one, and then do that trigger fix that I did to mine. Don't bother Jard. Sorry Jard, but yeah. Just do that trigger fix that I did, and yeah, you won't be disappointed. Go buy yourself a Browning T-bolt. Browning make fantastic rifles. Well, it's actually made by Miraku in Japan, so there you go, it's Japanese. But whoever designed that trigger should be hung, drawn and quartered and then burnt. Alright, so because I wanted to set this up for hunting, I set myself up, this is an old target that I had in the folder, and so it's Ely Match, 10 shots. Now, without the flyer, 10 shots, it was 0.67, and as you can see, that is one very dead rabbit. Alright, all headshots at 50 metres, so 55 yards. With the flyer, it's 0.97, still dead rabbit, you know, one shot kill, no problems. So there you have it. That was the results for the Browning T-bolt, and I can't speak highly enough about this rifle. Yeah, the stock, it's really light, even though it's got a sort of a medium weight barrel. It's got a medium weight barrel. Man, you can just, you know, as quick as you want, and the fact that it's got 2 magazines, one in the stock, one in the rifle. You've got 20 rounds there. You can just, you know, you can go for a walk and don't have to reload. The D&Z Reaper, I think it's D&Z Reaper, one-piece mount. Hey, you got to go for that because it keeps everything light as well. The Leopold VX Freedom 3-9 rimfire. Hey, you can't go past that. And you chuck a sling on it. Everything on it is stainless, except for a couple of springs and shit. The sling swivel studs are stainless, you know. So chuck a sling on it, and you can easily carry this around the field all day long. But what a fantastic rifle! Again, the trigger is an abomination, but do that trigger fix to it, and you'll be right. I sound like an advertisement for Browning T-bolt, and I am. Seriously, you've got to buy yourself one. Go out and get one. Like, I think they're about $800, $900 now from, I think, Magnum Sports. There you go, free plug for Magnum Sports. Go get one. All right. Now, here we go. So, as I said in the last video, I was determined to see if, in any way, shape or form, just with playing around with ammunition, I could get this thing to group reasonably. What I consider to be reasonable for a pump action, you know. Man, I'm getting hassled by a fly, and that fly's giving me the hurts. So what I did yesterday was to make up some really hot loads and some really weak loads, some pretty low charge loads. So what I did was I made up some, let's see, using 150 grain Nosler ballistic tips. I used 45, 46 and 47, made 5 of each. 45, 46 and 47 grains of AR2208 target, with ADI brass and CCI 200 primers. And so that was the hot loads, because the maximum you're supposed to go to is, I think, 47. I didn't want to go over. I didn't think that would help at all. So essentially what I got out of that was, yeah, not a shocking group like some of the groups that we're shooting. That's 3.3 inches at 50 metres, but still not good, unacceptable. So then what I did was I haven't got the other groups, because the other groups were really bad. That was probably one of the 45 grain groups. Then I 40. So then I shot what was it? 150 grain Sierra Pro Hunters, which is just a Spitzer soft point with a flat base Spitzer soft point, Sierra Pro Hunters. Again, using AR2208 target, ADI brass, CCI 200 primers, but I had 38, 39 and 40 grain loads, which is a lot less than you're supposed to. You're supposed to start at 44 and max out at 47. This is according to the Lee book. So you're not supposed to go below 44. Why? I'm not sure. I mean, what do you think the bullet's going to get stuck in a barrel or something? I don't think so. I've got loads that are 36 grains for the Spanish carbines I made up. No problems. So the 40 grain load was 1.3. This is again at 50 metres with this Burris E1 full field. 4.5 to 14, which is a really nice scope. The reticle's really fine. It's really clear. Burris make good scopes. They are a little bit on the big side, I've noticed, about Burris. Their scopes are big, but they are excellent quality. So the 40 grain was 1.3, the 39 grain was 1.9. Now, those, you might say, oh, those groups are shit. Well, I tell you what, compared to the groups before, you have a look at my previous, they're shit. So then when there was 38 grains, it's called with Sierra, 150 grain Sierra Pro Hunter, 1.3. Now, so what I'm going to do is that I'm going to make some, I'm going to go 37, 37 and a half, 38. Try that. Or 37, 38, 39, 40. Make some more and see how I go. Or maybe even, I don't know, I don't want to go down to 36. That's really weak. But I'm actually able to get decent groups, what I call decent anyway, out of this thing. So my suspicion was maybe that the barrel was not seated in the receiver properly, or that the headspace was ridiculously loose, or whatever, I don't know. The other thing, I forgot to go to the gun shop. I wanted to get some lighter projectiles. There is a 138 grain projectile that I wanted to try, have a go at that, see if going a bit lighter with the projectiles would help as well. But I think 150 grain is a pretty good place to be for a 308. So that's the results. I'm, like, with the T-bolt, I'm really happy, because it's just such a fantastic rifle and always has been. It's never been a disappointment. The trigger, yeah, that's a disappointment, or was. But the rifle itself, what a fantastic gun. This thing, it has been a disappointment. Now, One thing I have to say, so I shot off, how many rounds did I shoot off? I shot off, so I shot off 30 rounds, and I did not have a round stick in the chamber, a fired round stick in the chamber, a fired case stick in the chamber. Now, and I didn't even think about that when I was shooting it. So there you go. That says something. Whether that issue, that problem has been alleviated just through extended shooting, or because I had that barrel pretty hot, or whether it's just not dirty enough after 30 rounds to do that. But then I had it sticking, like when I first shot it, the first round that I shot out of it stuck, if I remember rightly. So I don't know. So I did not have one round stick in it. So none of the rail screws have broken. The ones that John, the gunsmith at Paul's, fitted. That's all good. I did not have one round, one fired case stick in the chamber, so that's good. The trigger, I did a little bit of work on it, just the contacting surfaces, just to hone them, so that's good. So, and I found a load that was of a sort of reasonable accuracy, so that's good. So things are, I don't want to jinx myself, knock on wood, I'm sorting this rifle out to the point where I can say it's an acceptable rifle in my arsenal. Now, so what's on the horizon? What's going to happen next? Right, so one of the issues with my Savage Model 25 is that the screws, the action screws, had some weird ass hex. So I went to Dr. Bolt Masters earlier today and got some replacement screws. They're 1/4 inch UNF, too easy. What else? I'm still waiting for the pick rail for the Savage Model 25, and I'm still waiting for the 10-40 scope to arrive for that, because that 17 Hornet Savage Model 25 is an absolute laser. It is astounding. So I want to do more work with that. Hopefully, the only issue with the 17 Hornet is powder. It requires a really, really fine powder. Although, yeah, I don't know. I've still got a little bit of unique left, not much. I've still got a little bit of little gun left, not much. And I've got some AR-2205 left. You don't really need a lot. They're only tiny cases. The 17 Hornet is a tiny case, so I don't want to really waste powder unnecessarily, so I'm going to wait till that Picatinny rail and that scope turn up before I do any more work with that. But as far as the Artech Prima is concerned, things are looking up. Things are looking up. The magazine on the Artech Prima, fantastic. Haven't had a problem with it. No. Everything's good about it. One thing to note, I will say one thing. Usually off a bench, when I'm shooting a high-powered rifle, I will have a fair bit of muzzle lift, especially a 308. Now, with a stubby barrel. But with this thing, not so much. In fact, I don't even have to hold the forend down. I can play with the bag at the back. Because when you go bang with this, it pretty much just goes straight back. For whatever reason, I'm not really sure. But it is the case. You don't really, it doesn't really have a shitload of muzzle lift like most high-powered rifles do off a bench. So, yeah, I wasn't even, in the end, I wasn't even holding, once I realised that, I wasn't even holding the forend. Now, once again, would I advise people to go out and buy this? Depends on what you want it for. If you want to shoot if you want to shoot feral animals, or whatever, deer or whatever, at distance, I'm still not there yet with this. You can, but like, I would not go beyond 100 metres with this, as it stands, considering what I've been able to achieve with the ammunition, you know, mucking around with hand loads. Hopefully I can get that hand load, get that right powder weight, and to a point where I'm getting, you know what? If I can get 1.5 MOA with this gun, I will be ecstatic. All right. So if at 100 yards, it'll be at 100 metres, but if at 100 yards I can get 1.5 MOA with this, I will be super happy. Do I think it's achievable? Realistically, with everything that's gone beforehand, I don't know. I don't want to write it off just yet. But I'm gonna have a red hot go, as they say here in Australia. I'm gonna have a red hot go at trying to get this thing to shoot. I don't think 1 MOA is at all realistic. 1.5 MOA, yeah. I think I can get it there. Even 2 MOA. If I can get this thing to shoot 2 MOA, I'll be I will be totally happy. So I've got to make some more hand loads, and today's Monday, so in 4 days time, Friday, I'll go back to the range and test it out some more and see what happens. So until then, see you later.